Hi, guys. Let me fix that. Okay, do I have my phone? Okay, I have my phone. So, now let me make this very, very clear. This live was requested. This live was requested, and also I wanted just to add that this live was not only was it requested, but this live is for women who are wanting to lose their virginity. So if you are wanting to hold on to your virginity, this live is not for you. Well, it could still be for you, but I'm saying the subject at hand is that this live is for women who are ready to lose their virginity. I recommend being celibate. I recommend being celibate. But that's just me. Now, to the other women that are on here, thank you guys for the compliments. I appreciate them so much. Thank you. Yes, I will be leaving this up. But I just wanted to make that clear that this live is for women who are looking to lose their virginity. So if you are wanting to hold on to it, which I recommend, that's great. But this live, it's for the women who want to lose their virginity. Okay. Now, if you're wanting to hold on to your virginity, I could do a separate live if you would like. But this is for the women that feel like they're ready. Not all of us are teenagers. I know when I lost my virginity, I was 20-something, well over 20-something. So this is for the women that are wanting to lose their virginity. Now, I asked you guys on Instagram, what questions would you like for me to answer? So let me go ahead and pull them up right now. And listen, I'm just going to be as real as I can be because I don't know how else to be. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the first question. So the first question that I got, I want to start dating, but I don't want to have sex and feel like my options are narrow. I'm in high school. Now, if you're in high school, I really don't recommend for you to have sex because any boy at that age, they're just trying to run game. Okay, they're just trying to run game. They're not trying to be serious. So if you're in high school and you're thinking about losing your virginity, I would think long and hard about it because all men are trying to do at that age is run game and see how many girls they can hit before they turn 18. Okay, so when it comes to dating, I feel like you can date socially, but of course, men at that age are so, I would say hypersexual just because, I mean, I feel like men are hypersexual, period. But at that age, it's like on steroids because their hormones are going crazy and they're past having wet dreams. So as a young girl, you may want to hold off on that because the number one thing that comes with sex is that emotional attachment. It's that emotional uncertainty, that the uncertainty it comes with a lot emotionally. It's everyone likes to focus on the physical aspect of sex, but in reality, it's the emotional side of the sexual intimacy that you have to really be concerned about as a woman. Now, as a man, it's a little bit different because boys can detach from their emotions more so than women. And that's just the reality based off of the hormones and the different type of hormones that we have biologically. They can detach easily versus a woman. We have different hormones, different needs. And so it just makes it more complicated for us because our emotions are actually tied to having mind-blowing sex, which I'm going to have to get into later. I had another girl that asked, do you guys want me to say usernames? You know what? I'm just not going to say usernames because I want to give y'all a shout out, but at the same time, I don't want to expose you either. I also said, or this other girl asked, do people really regret it afterwards? Honestly, I think that's based off of your personal wants. I didn't regret losing mine. But I was after 25, so when I say I was ready, okay, put that in all caps. I was ready. I wasn't no little girl. I was a woman. So I knew what I was getting myself into. The next question that I have, of course, everyone wants to know, does it hurt? Does it hurt? So listen, okay, you're looking at it. I have to keep it all the way real with you guys. I got my nipples pierced, and when I got my nipples pierced, I didn't feel like it hurt. So, but I have really bad menstrual cramps. Honestly, I felt like my menstrual cramps hurt way worse than my nipple piercings and losing my virginity. So I think that is going to be determined. Really? Everybody's saying, hell yeah, it hurts. Really? I had such a good first sexual experience. Now, to the women that are on here saying that it hurt, how old were you? I do want to know, how old were you when it hurt bad? It could have been my partner though too. Okay, I feel like if you lose your virginity at a younger age, I feel like it will hurt. See, I was way older. I haven't seen someone around my age say it hurt. 23. Oh no, 15, that's young. I feel like it depends. Everyone's first time is still going to be an experience. For me, I don't feel like it hurt. And the little bit of pain that I did experience, it was very short-lived. It wasn't the entire experience. So like honestly, like once you get past being penetrated the first time, I know this is like very graphic, but once you get past being penetrated the first time, after that, it's not bad. Size matters too. He was average. Size. You know what? Honestly, my second sexual experience was way worse than my first. But it wasn't bad. It was, I don't know. There's a very thin line between pain and pleasure. Size definitely matters. And the only reason why my second sexual experience was more painful, semi-painful, and it's not even painful. I don't want to say painful. It was an experience because he was a bigger size. He was a bigger size. So I guess size does matter for sure. When it comes to losing your virginity for the first time, size definitely matters. But my first time, it was very smooth. If I may, yeah, it was very smooth. See, that's why I never had sex. I didn't want to get pregnant young. I seen a girl on here say 12 and 13-year-olds had sex and got pregnant. See, I refrained from having sex for a very long time because I did not want to get pregnant. I told y'all the generational curse in my family was teenage pregnancies. It was huge in my family. So I refrained from having sex for a very long time for that reason. And then also there is a segment in this video that I do want to talk about, which has to do with if you were sexually molested or if you were sexually abused. I'm going to save that one for last because I do want to talk about that. Because I know after my sexual assault situation, I was very, very confused. So I will get into that later. Let me start over. Okay, so does it hurt? Do you bleed afterwards? Am I going, like, is this live flowing? Because I feel like it's not. Is it flowing to y'all? Let me know. But the next question is this. And also, if you want to make a statement, I don't know if it's an option or not, but just donate $1 so I can get to you. Okay. Do you bleed after? This is a question that a lot of people ask. Honestly, again, it depends. I bled afterwards. But it wasn't like I bled in the bed. I bled when I peed. And it's not menstrual. It's not like your typical menstrual cycle type of bleeding. It's more so, it's more so like it's a very light bleed. It's very bright red, but it's so light. It's not like period blood. But I bled a little bit. I only saw it when I peed and when I wiped. Outside of that, I didn't see anything. Yeah, the first 2 times I bled, and it was not a lot. It was just a little bit. Yeah, same. Okay, Candace said she didn't bleed until after when she peed. Wow, yours, see, every woman is going to have a different experience. So I think is it Ayana? Ayana Green said mine's was like period blood. So again, everyone is going to have a different experience. You had to wear a pad for a week. I don't even think, see, when I lost my virginity, I had my period the week before, and then I lost my virginity. I bled a little bit for 2 days, like the first 2 times I had sex, and then after that, it was gone. And then my period came, but actually my period was late. It did not come on time. Yeah, Jasmine Port. Yeah, like 3 drops. 3 drops of blood. It's not like what, well, it depends again, because every situation is going to be different. See, Tina says she never bled. You can use all the lube that you want, but when you are being penetrated for the first time, it's going to hurt, but the pain should not last. It should be trying to get in. It's like trying to get in, and then once you're in, you're good. Because your vagina will start to open. I will recommend, if you want to have a good sexual experience, there needs to be a lot of foreplay. Then you won't need lube. If the foreplay is a good 30 minutes, then you'll be fine. It sounded like he was, Brianna, it sounded like he was ramming his penis in you. That's what it sounded like. If I had a daughter, I'm like, listen, this is what happens. Okay. And when you're a virgin, it's like this tight. And then once he goes in, it starts to open up and expand. Once he gets in there, it's a wrap. Unless he's being rough. And you should never lose your virginity to a man that's just trying to F. It needs to be someone that really cares about you. Because they're going to be gentle. They're not going to just ram themselves into you. They're going to give you the foreplay that you need in order to really warm up, to really cook up that vagina first, warm it up, get it lubed up. Your body has the ability to do all of that naturally. Every woman's different though, because again, it depends on the foreplay. It depends on what sexually stimulates you. It just depends. Okay. Does it really help with stress like the blogs love to say? Sex definitely helps with stress. It should be a stress reliever. Now, this is when stress is added to your life. How can I say this without cussing? You know, I don't know how to say it without cussing. Just don't be out here dealing with an ain't shit nigga and you'll be just fine. Okay? So yes, it can release stress with the right man. Okay? But you can't be out here giving up the cookies to just anybody. You need to have standards. Okay? So as long as you ain't out here dealing with Pookie and Ray Ray, Chad and Brad, Dust Bucket, Brad and Chad, Dust Bucket, Pookie and Ray Ray, you'll be fine. Okay? The only way stress can come into your life is when you're dealing with those type of men. Now, if you're not dealing with those type of men, you good. Okay? It should be a stress reliever. That's what it should be. Okay, I already answered that. Like, does it hurt really bad? Okay, so what preparations are needed? Honestly, I wasn't prepared. Listen, y'all, okay? I had on some, let me tell you about my first sexual experience. I had on some, first of all, I had on some period panties. I'll talk about the granny ones, the hangs, the Fruit of the Looms, or Fruit of the Looms type panties, the cotton ones, the grandma ones, the ones that you wear when you on your period. I had them on. I didn't have any extra panties with me, which was a mistake. Always have an extra pair of panties in your purse, ladies. Always have baby wipes. Also, when you want to freshen up, you got to make sure that you're using the sensitive wipes, the ones that are pH friendly. Also, make sure a man is wearing a condom. Sperm can throw off your pH balance. Also, when you are in the act of having sex, you need to check to make sure this man is keeping the condom on. I cannot stress that enough, because some of these men be trying to be slick and they try to push the condom down on their penis. So then when they're penetrating you, they're still getting that skin to skin sensation. So you need to make sure this man is keeping the condom all the way on. I'm clapping my hands because I'm getting upset. Because I know men who do this. They will tell you the condom is on and then pull it off in the middle of sex, or they'll pull the condom down and kind of cheat with it a little bit. So you got to be careful. Never believe what a man says. Only go off of his actions. Okay? So yeah, I think always carry extra pair of panties around, some sensitive pH balance, friendly wipes, and also right after sex, you need to make sure you use a hot cloth. And if you're dealing with a gentleman, okay, he should be getting you that warm, hot cloth so that you can wipe yourself afterwards. You also need to pee and you need to drink water. Before sex, if you plan on losing your virginity, you need to drink plenty of water. You need to always remain hydrated when you plan on being physically active. Why? Because you're going to have a better sexual experience. You're not going to be dry down there. You're going to be very moist because your body is hydrated. Yes, you need to pee afterwards. Okay? My mama didn't tell me that. Does it? Wait, okay, I already read that. Does your period start after you lose your virginity? Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. A woman's body is so complicated. Sometimes I get my period early, and then sometimes I get my period later. Honestly, it just depends. It just depends. I would have to talk to a gynecologist about that, because sometimes you get it early, sometimes it will show up early, and then sometimes it will be delayed. And then the same question: does it actually feel good when you lose it? No. Honestly, what does it feel like? I don't know. It's like a feeling that is really hard to explain. I don't want to say it's painful, because it's not painful. It's just it's just weird. Like it's like a feeling that you just never had before, but it doesn't really feel mind blowing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Yeah, it feels uncomfortable, but it doesn't really hurt either. Like once they get in, you're fine, unless they just being extra rough. Right. Like, okay. I think her name was Zara. She said, I think it hurts a little. It feels good. It feels like an itch, and it's like something that you needed to scratch but didn't know. Yeah, great example. Okay. Great example. But I told you guys earlier in this live, if you want to have mind-blowing sex, you got to work on this up here, your imagination. You got to work on this right here. If you can get this together, okay, I'm just flat out say it, you could be a squirter. Every woman has the ability to squirt, just like every man has I would assume every man has the ability to, release themselves as well. Yeah, you want to pee afterwards to prevent bacteria, STDs, and all type of other stuff. You just need to pee. It's a must. It is a must. But yeah, I feel like every woman has the ability to squirt, and if you can't squirt, two things: it's either the man or it could be you. Okay, so the next girl asked, why is it so pressured on teens? Like, we already have a lot on our plate. First of all, don't allow anyone to pressure you into losing your virginity. I said this on my Instagram live earlier. Listen, okay, I have to keep it a stack. I lied about my virginity for years. And it was because women, girls, not even women, no, women, girls would always tease me about being a virgin. They would always say slick comments like, oh, you need to get some D. You need to lose your D. You missing out. Listen, sweetie, at a younger age, and even when it comes to these dusties, you're not missing out on nothing. You know what you're missing out on? Headache, a burden, losing your peace. That's what you're missing out on. You're not that's what you're missing out on. Don't let these girls, these women, these grown women bully you into losing your virginity before you're ready. And if they do, send them to me so I can check them. Send them my way. Send them over here so we can have a conversation. Because that's the number one thing I can't stand, is when women bully other women because they don't want to lose their virginity. Meanwhile, you getting dogged out by a man that don't even like you. Don't get me started. Just give me one sec, because we're going to have to finish this conversation. Okay, I had to get my eucalyptus candle I got from Bath and Body Works. Smells so good. Because we really need to get into this conversation. Don't be allowing these women to shame you into losing your virginity before you're ready. That's not what this live is about. Okay? I want you girls to, and women on here, I don't care how old you are, if you haven't found a man that is worthy of your body, you hold on to that. You hold on to your virginity. Okay? No, I really don't play that. Like, I used to get bullied. Listen, you're looking at a girl that lost her virginity after 25. I don't play that. Women always bullying women into losing their virginity. Like, stop it. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. Okay. So, if you're not comfortable, if you're not ready, it's okay. It is okay. Okay? It is okay. You are going to be just fine. You're going to lose it when it's time. And I feel like that's why I don't have any regrets. And listen, I later found out I lost my virginity to a man that wasn't ish, but he put on this persona that he was a good guy. He couldn't keep up with it though. But the time during the phase that I was dealing with him, he put on this front that he was. So I got what I wanted from the situation, which was a good experience. I didn't have a bad experience. I lost my virginity to what's that song? Actually, my virginity was a really good story. I lost my virginity to oh my God, it was jazz music. I can't even think of the name. It was jazz though. And then afterwards we watched that toxic love story. Now that I think about it, Love Jones right after. Bless, you're not a prune. Oh my God. I can't listen. We live in a society that likes to hypersexualize women for the sake of sexual liberation. So listen, hold on to your virginity as long as you feel like you want to. And if that's till marriage, listen, you have my support, okay? Okay. Is it worth it or is it better to wait until after marriage? Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's better until you wait until after marriage. I can't really answer that. Are there any women on here that waited until after marriage and then they regretted it? I mean, the way the society is set up, wait until after marriage don't look that bad to me. I know. See, Kiki Rose, she said there's a lot of people who wait until marriage and said that they wish they didn't. So I don't know. Yeah, so I guess it just depends. That's why whenever you do decide to have sex, make sure you're basing it off of your own decisions. Not society, not your girlfriends. Like, make sure you're basing it, not even religion. Make sure you're basing it off of you. You, the woman, you, the person. That's and the reason why I lost my virginity was because that's what I heard as well. So I'm just saying, I would wait. If anything, ladies, I would wait until at least 25 after. Why? Because you should be done with college. You're out of that gray area of being a struggling single mother, which this is no shade to struggling single mothers, but I'm just trying to prevent women from becoming one. Okay. So when I speak on that, please do not take offense. But you're just out of that stage where it could be a struggle for you if you were to get pregnant. Not saying after 25 won't be a struggle, but you will be a little more financially stable around that age, or you should be headed towards that direction. So if something was to happen like an unwanted pregnancy, you would be able to handle that situation a little better and maybe in a more healthier way than if you were younger than that. But at the end of the day, I feel like you should go with your gut. Always use, I mean, I really don't believe in birth control, y'all, but use birth control, use condoms. Me personally, I just rather not have sex. Cause I'm not getting fat with birth control, so I just keep my legs closed. People look at me crazy. Listen here. I'm trying to look cute, okay? So I'm going to just not take the birth control and I'm going to just not have sex. That's just me. But you also looking at a girl that will sacrifice not eating bread either. So I don't know. I just rather not have sex. Listen, when you have sex, it comes with so many responsibilities. Also, if you're in here, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. But when you have sex, it just comes with so many responsibilities. So because of that, I just rather not have sex. It's a lot. And I told y'all on my live on Instagram, I told y'all the guy that was trying to fly me out. And for, I don't know if it was for Valentine's Day or not, but it was around Valentine's Day or whatever like that. Or after Valentine's Day. An old fling. And I asked him, I said, hey, can you go get checked at the doctor's? Like, can you go get a checkup? If you could get a checkup and buy my plane ticket, yeah, like we can hook up. This man would not go get tested. Now this man got health insurance, but then also getting a checkup, getting a checkup isn't it free? Isn't it free? Isn't a checkup free? I thought it was free. So because I don't have good health insurance, I'm asking this man, I didn't tell him that, but I'm asking this man, I'm like, hey, can you go get a checkup? He wouldn't do it. So I didn't go. You see, I'm at home, snowed in. So, yeah, I didn't go. I don't got time. I don't have good health insurance to be out here being a hoe. To Justin saying, Cat, I don't have good health insurance. I'm going to keep it all the way a stack. All these people want to be entrepreneurs, but when it comes to being an entrepreneur, okay, the health insurance benefits are not good. The last time I went to the doctors for just a regular checkup, I had to pay a $700 deductible plus my premium of $500 a month. So Justin talking about Kate, listen, I don't have no reason to lie. If I'm out here throwing it back, I'm out here throwing it back. It's my business. He wouldn't go get checked. I stayed home. It's simple. Okay. Oh my gosh. My cookie is definitely expensive. Okay. Yes, you're not about to fly me out and not go to the doctors. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. I guess that's what girls be doing. Listen, I'm gonna need you to go to that clinic though. Wait, hold on. Now let's talk about oh, you're talking about he was Cap? Yeah, he was. And that's another thing. Don't allow these men to manipulate you guys, because they will try. This man tried to manipulate me. Like, he gonna try to tell me, well, yeah, we can go to the clinic together when you get here. No. No, I'm not doing that. You go to the clinic before I get there. So don't allow these men to manipulate you, and then you're in a situation where your boundaries are crossed. You need to stand firm on your standards. Okay, you cannot allow these men to walk all over you, because they will try. They will try, and they will try and try and try. But if you are the woman that you say you are, and you stand on your word, you don't just be saying things just to say them. Okay, fat means greasy. Then there you go. I guess you just can't go. And sometimes when it comes to being a woman, you may miss out on some fun when you have standards. That's just the reality of the situation. I know there's this joke that goes around like, oh my God, hoes have more fun. Yeah, but they also have other things that they deal with that they don't tell you about, like sexually transmitted diseases or STDs or unwanted pregnancies or abortions. So I know we don't do that. Okay. We don't do that. Make that man take that test. It's free. Does anything change emotionally or mentally after you lose it? That's a really good question, hon. That is such a really good question. Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Especially when feelings are involved. If there are feelings involved, yes, it definitely changes things. Now, this is why I don't recommend you having sex before you're ready, because it typically will change for you. But the reality for men, nothing really changes with them. Men are really good at suppressing their feelings. Now, if we want to talk about soul ties, that's a spirituality concept. Some people don't believe in it because they're not into spirituality, and some people do, which I'll get into here in a minute. But emotionally and mentally, yeah, things change. Because as a woman, when you give up sex, that's like you showing a man that you are truly invested in them. Now, if you guys mutually agree to casual sex, which is something that you sit down and have a conversation about, then at that point, it's something that should not alter your emotions or your mental state. But some girls give up, the poom poom, and then they never had that conversation with the guy about how casual it's supposed to be, and then they get their feelings hurt, and so then they may become bitter, resentful, regretful of the fact that they gave up, the poom poom. So just make sure that depending on what you're wanting from the sexual experience, that you have a conversation about his intentions and your intentions from having sex. Because his intentions and priorities may not be you. His intentions may be to just slide in and slide out. Your intentions may be, ooh, if I allow him to slide in, I want a relationship. So you need to have a conversation. Okay, so when it comes to the next question, which is it true that you drastically change physically and spiritually? Yes, because sex is a ritual. Ooh, yeah, I didn't think I was going to say that. Sex is a spiritual ritual. Every time you have sex, energy is exchanged, whether it's good or bad. So you have to be careful of soul ties. Hold on, what is Carly doing? Carly is blowing up the chat. No, 20-year-olds should not be interested in teenagers. Okay? 20-year-olds should be interested in 18, 19-year-olds if they're going to be teenagers. Okay. So back to this sex being a ritual. Sex is a ritual. This is why when you get married, okay, this is old textbook. When you get married, to make the marriage official, you have sex with your husband or wife. I mean, if you laying up with a demon, you could definitely well be possessed. That's why you got to choose your partner wisely. But sex is a ritual. It's like this generation waters it down. It's a ritual. And you know what's so funny about this generation? I'm going to go in on us for a little bit. They want to talk about tarot card reading. Christians want to talk about tarot card readings and crystals and things, but they out here having sex out of wedlock or out of marriage, not understanding that what they're doing is a ritual out of the marital foundation. And then let me own it up. Let me own up to it. Let me own up to it. Because I'm a woman of my word. I had sex outside of the marital foundation. And I had Christian women asking me, why are you doing a spiritual bath? Not understanding the fact that a spiritual bath is basically it's like baptizing yourself. Sis, I gotta get this man's energy off of me. Now we done did a whole ritual several times, created a toxic soul tie, codependency, and all type of stuff. And you asking me why I'm doing a spiritual bath ritual? Girl, you should know exactly why. I'm not about to go to my pastor and be like, Pastor, can you rebaptize me? Like, what? Let me, you know what? Let me move on. Okay, I sure was doing a spiritual bath ritual. I sure was trying to get that man's energy off of me. It was demonic. You got to be careful who you lay with, ladies. And them narcissists, woo, got to be careful. Okay. Ooh, does sex change your relationship? For sure it does. You can always go to my second YouTube channel. I have a spiritual bath ritual on there. I'll type it in here. Check out the Feminine Yoni YouTube channel. Can I pin it? Oh, no, I can't. But you can always go to my second YouTube channel. I have a spiritual bath routine if you're trying to get rid of a toxic soul tie. That's what that video was for. Yoni steaming is great too, which is something that I recently just got into. I didn't know much about Yoni steams, but somehow I stumbled across spiritual baths. And so to release this man's energy, that's when I took the spiritual bath. It's like baptizing, you guys. Like, that's exactly what it is. But some people don't look at it like that. Some Christians feel like anything that's done outside of the church is demonic. And that's not true. It's all about your intentions behind why you're doing what you're doing and the source that you're using when you're doing these things. So if you're contacting God, you're not contacting some demonic energy or spirit, you're fine. Okay? You just got to be careful with the source that you're using. Is it weird to still be a virgin at 26? No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't care what society says. I don't care what social media says. And even if you're a male, I don't care. How long should you be in a relationship with a boy until you lose your virginity to him? That is a choice that you have to make. I'm not going to tell you guys when and should you lose your virginity. This is a decision that you have to make with yourself. This is a decision that you have to be comfortable with. Listen, I don't know anybody on here who watched Married at First Sight. Iris, I respect that woman because she didn't want to lose her virginity. I just wish she would have been more intimate in other ways. There's so many different ways you can be intimate without being sexual. And if Iris would have showed her emotional intimacy and being able to connect with Keith emotionally, she would have been good. She would have been good. But because she felt like intimacy was only sexual, which was her lack of experience, she didn't know how to connect with him. So, ladies, even if you don't plan on losing your virginity, please know how to connect with a man emotionally. And that is also a form of intimacy. Some women don't understand that. Some women think intimacy is just sex. Intimacy can be emotional intimacy as well. And it does not have anything to do with connecting with a man based off of your struggle or your trauma. You can connect with a man emotionally without that being involved. Iris, yeah, but she was on a show. Oh, girl, we're going to talk about Chris, girl. We're going to talk about Chris and Paige. You know, that's probably going to be my next video. We're going to talk about Chris and Paige, sis. There was another video that I wanted to do. Hold on. Oh, the trans video that y'all keep sending me. Latoya Forever was another video that I have written down. Let me go ahead and write that down real quick. But yeah, that Paige and Chris situation, a hot mess. That's all I can say for now. Just girl. Oh my gosh. Okay. That situation is a hot mess. You know what? I may just go on my next live and talk about it. But let me get through these questions first. Okay. This cat, or wait, I can't say names. Would I be setting myself up for a disaster? What if I crave the D and will settle for any dusty? Okay, y'all. Let's talk about this. Okay. I'm going to give you the same information that men give other men. Every man that you meet should not be taken seriously. Like, women be out here dating, thinking they going to find a husband like Paige on Married at First Sight and think that that's it. Some of these men are dusty. Chris is dusty. And you know what she kept saying? Well, God told me that this is what, clearly, because I've been put in this situation, that I have to go through all of this to be with this man. That's not what that means. But I'm going to get into that later. Honestly, the only thing that I have to say about a dusty in sex, don't get pregnant. That's it. Just don't get pregnant. I'm not saying you're going to. Listen, I've had sex with a dusty. That's the reality. But I made sure I didn't get pregnant by a dusty. Just like a man. Men be out here having sex with women they would never marry. So I feel like women should take that same approach. If you're going to engage in sex and you know he's a dusty, but you want the experience, don't get pregnant. Where are the parents? That's a good question. Yeah, like you should be serial dating. You're gonna listen. Part of life is you're gonna bump into some dust. You saw how I just got done sneezing. You're gonna bump into some dust. You just don't get pregnant by no dust. Okay? Thank you, Casey. You just don't get pregnant by no dust. Okay? Because dust can't pay the bills. Okay? Dust can't pay the bills, can't pay your medical expenses when you get pregnant, can't pay your checkup visits, can't pay for your push gift. Yes, I said it, push gift. Dust can't pay for nothing. it can cause some issues. It can cause some problems. It can cause some health issues too. So dust, you just don't get pregnant by dust. But I'm not going to knock you from wanting to have that experience. You just have to be careful. Don't ruin your future. Be safe. Be smart about it. Because it's so funny. Like, men come on here, they want the biggest freak. Well, how can she be the biggest freak if she ain't out here watching porn and having sex? She got to be doing one of them things, but then you want her to be wholesome. So listen, if you need some experience or you want an experience, there's nothing wrong with having sex with a dusty. You just don't get pregnant by a dusty. You don't take a dusty serious. You don't see these men out here taking these hoes seriously. Ooh. Ooh. So why would you take a dusty serious? You see how these hoes be on Instagram crying about how they single. We saw that yesterday. They always talking about get the bag, but they lonely on Valentine's Day. Whew. Let me move on. Is it okay to have sex before marriage? And what's the right age to lose your virginity? Is it okay to have sex before marriage? And I feel like that's up to you guys. Like, I'm not one of those people that's going to force my ideologies onto you. If you want to have sex before marriage, that is a decision that you want to make. Oprah is definitely closed, low key. That's my backup plan. And what's the right age to lose your virginity? Again, that's up to you. That's up to you. But I told you earlier in this live, my opinion is virginity. Also, yeah, I just feel like the longer you wait, the better it is. The longer you wait, the better your experience will be. The aftermath, like, how awkward is it? Honestly, my aftermath was not awkward at all. It was a little awkward, but not like the worst awkward experience I've had. It was just like, I think I was in shock. Because it just wasn't expected. I told y'all I had on granny panties. I'm talking about the granny panties with the holes in them. The period panties. That's the ones I had on. So I think I was like in shock that I even allowed that to happen, because I'm very picky about that type of stuff. Okay, and that's another thing. We women be worried about things that men don't care about. Like, I cared about that so much. I don't even think he saw my underwear. It is what it is. I don't think he even saw it. Or if he did, he didn't care. And when men are horny, they don't care about a lot of things. When men are horny, they don't care about a lot of things. Yeah, girl, they had the holes in it. Yeah, they had the holes in it. And after that, I said, I will never be caught slipping. But listen, you looking at a girl that never had to worry about that. You know, be like, yeah, I got some holes in my underwear. It's my period, whatever. Girl, never again. I was like, I'll never be caught slipping like that. Went to Target the next day. Okay. It is what it is. Target y'all need to go to Target. That's where I be getting my underwear from. Y'all seen how I was at Target the other day. Get that 5 for $20. Okay, get that 5 for $20. You'll be just fine. Hold on, let me chill out. Is the hype worth it? With the right person? Yes, the hype is definitely worth it with the right person. I'm a 22-year-old virgin and want to lose it with someone that likes me, but I can't get a BF. Okay, so this is why I decided to lose my virginity, was because I felt like I kept reaching a certain threshold within my dating life. And so I I decided to lose my virginity because of that. Like, I kept bumping into guys that didn't want to deal with me because I was a virgin. Can you believe that? Like, I had men that be like, "Oh, you're wifey, you're so perfect," da 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 da, which was lies anyway. And well, I don't feel like it was lies, but I mean, they were like gassing me up, you know, to get what they wanted. But that's what I kept bumping into. So I decided to lose it because I didn't feel like it was helping my dating life. If I'm being completely honest, when men find out you're a virgin nowadays, they look at you like you crazy. So I decided to lose it. It got to a point where I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be 30 and a virgin. Like, it was getting to that point. So I just lost it. Thank you, GB. How does that even make sense? I used to pride myself on my virginity for a very, very long time. But when the older you get, men look at you like you crazy. Like, what? I'm not dealing with no virgin. And then you know what's so funny? The number one excuse men would use was, oh, I don't want to deal with a virgin because I don't want to become attached. I was never attached like that. I was listen, when this man started moving funny that I was dealing with at the time, he started acting funny. I ghosted him. I blocked him. This is the man that I lost my virginity to. I ghosted him. I blocked him. I thought all virgins were like, what? What do we do? We're clingy. That's the stereotype. Wasn't no stereotype with me. And I didn't have a bad sexual experience. I've seen wait, the pink pill said hi. I've seen girls. That's why I'm having this conversation today, because I want you guys to be prepared, because this is what you're up against. Men looking at you weird because you're a virgin. Isn't that crazy? Had to deal with it majority of my early dating life. I hate to say it, y'all. I hate to say it, but this is real. This is real. Once I lost my virginity, my options opened more. I hate to say it, but my options opened up way more. So, do I still believe you should lose your virginity young? No. Oh, she was live. Okay. Tell her I said hey. Hey. Experience is important. I started to be taken more seriously. Can you believe that? So that's what made me decide to lose my virginity. You know, I should have said this earlier in this live, to be honest. I should have said this earlier in the live. Yeah, so my options opened up, y'all, and I was able to date certain men on certain levels that I wasn't able to date before. That is the reality. Especially if you are hypergamy. Woo, girl. That is what you're up against. I know, I know y'all don't want to have this conversation, but listen, this is the society that we're in now. And it's just yeah, girl. Yeah. So that's something that you have to think about. I just don't want you guys to get pregnant. Like, please just don't get pregnant. That's all I want, is for you not to get pregnant. But yeah. Okay. And you looking at a girl that waited, you know, I waited a very long time, but that was my experience. I went from having narrow options to now sky's the limit, honey. Sky is the limit. I done got my experience. I done closed down shop because these men got me messed up. These legs is closed and they only opening for a committed relationship. Okay, done earned my stripes, and yeah, that's where I'm at right with my dating life. Show am. So yeah, that was my experience. My dating options open, like, no, I definitely believe in soul ties. Girl, I told you, I took a spiritual bath. I had to get that man off of me and out of my energy. And y'all see how I keep saying man. I didn't say men. I said man. Let me make. I said man. I didn't say men. I said man. Okay, I earned my stripes. I got my experience. Now I'm looking for my committed relationship. The shop is closed down. Okay, I had my little whole phase. I told y'all my whole phase with friends with benefits. That was it. Now these legs is closed for okay. That's they only opening for a committed relationship. That's it. Thank you, Frankie. I appreciate the $10. It don't say nothing though. But yeah. So listen, this live is to weigh out your options. This live is not to determine what you should do with your life. You have to determine what you want to do with your life. I cannot tell you what that is, but I'm not about to sit up here and pretend like you holding on to your virginity is giving you options that most women have that are not virgins. And that is just the reality of the situation. Yeah, I agree with that. That's why it's like when it comes to hypergamy, I want Black women to marry up, but I don't want Black women to be in a relationship with a man that's a high earning dusty. Okay, look for character as well. Girl, y'all asking me to save it, keep it. Listen, I'm telling y'all what it is. I would prefer you to hold on to it as long as you can. But when you're ready to really open up your dating options, it's something that you need to go back to the drawing board and decide and figure out, hun. Okay, because that's exactly what I did. Once I got out of the clear for a teenage pregnancy, and once I got out of the clear for a struggle single mother environment that I would have to raise my child in, I decided to lose my virginity. I didn't do it before then. So that's the best advice that I can give. I can't give no other advice than that. But I'm not about to sit. I'm not about to pretend. Just like when you level up and you get into your femininity, more options open in your dating life. The same thing goes for when you lose your virginity. But in my opinion, when it comes to your virginity, I mean, the floodgates just open. I mean, it's horrible. I don't agree with it. I'm definitely keeping this live up. So I just don't want you guys to get pregnant, and I don't want you guys to get a sexually transmitted disease. So I still want you guys to be safe, but facts are facts. Your options open when you don't have your virginity. That is a fact. A messed up one, but it is. Is it nerve-wracking, and how do you feel afterwards? It's not nerve-wracking at all. If a man is not making you feel comfortable when it comes to losing your virginity, please ditch him. You can find somebody else. You can find a gentleman. You don't have to find a jack, hey. Will it be as trash as everyone is telling me for the first time? No. I feel like most likely if your friend gave you a trash losing my virginity story, it's because she lost it to a man that was just trying to hit it. So he probably was a jackrabbit, or he was, I don't know, he could have been young and too excited. I mean, I've heard some crazy I lost my virginity stories. Losing my virginity, I don't have a horror story. I'm sorry, I just don't. Okay, there was some jazz playing. I had me some wine. We connected on a very intimate level emotionally. I felt safe. I don't have a bad experience. I'm sorry. Afterwards we watched Love Jones. Like and cuddled. It was not bad at all. So if you got a bad experience, I'm sorry. The bad experience didn't come until a little later. But my actual story of losing my virginity, it was perfect. It was like, if I could choose how to lose my virginity, I would do it in that way again. If I could choose an experience for you to have, it would be mine. Okay? But I listened to all my friends and I'm like, ooh, girl, that sounds horrible. It was not awkward. This is another one that I kept getting. Which sex positions are recommended for first timers? Missionary. Thank you, Madeline. So sweet. Also, I just want to throw this out here too. I felt like the reason why I had such a great experience was because I decided to lose my virginity on my own. I didn't listen to my friends. I didn't listen to society. I didn't get into the whole sexual liberation movement. I lost it when I was ready. And I think that's the main reason why I had such a great experience, because I felt spiritually like I was low-key ready. You know, Eddie, I feel like nobody want to have this conversation, but we just gonna have it. Listen, I'm telling people, listen, lose your virginity. Just don't get pregnant. Don't get no STDs. Okay, no sexually transmitted diseases. Concerning, I am a virgin now. Do men value women who've been saving themselves? No, they don't. Men do not care nowadays. It's really pathetic if I'm being completely honest. Men do not care. And it's really sad. I was very prideful about having my virginity so later in life compared to everybody else. But they really don't pride that like they used to. And I have to keep it a stack though. Some men don't believe you. Some men don't believe you. And I think that's what it is. I don't think that they don't prioritize like the fact that you are a virgin. I think it's that they really don't believe you. And I think men really, like the guy that I lost my virginity to, or just men that I told, I really don't think they believe me. But I really was. So I think partially it's because they don't believe you, which is crazy to me. Because I really was. So I don't know. I think 50% is that they don't believe you, and then the other 50% is just like having your virginity is not something that is considered valuable like it was back in the day. I hate to say it, but it's just the truth. Everything is super sexual. Everything is hypersexual nowadays. I mean, you can literally look at sex on your phone now. So it's just like being a virgin, I don't feel like it's valued the same. And listen, I don't agree with it. I think being a virgin is amazing. I think being prideful in your sexuality and who you share your body with is a beautiful thing. But I hate to say it, men do not care. Just like, but this is the other thing. There's a catch-22 because it's a great thing, but then it's just like, ugh. It's a great thing because they don't care about razor bumps either. Listen, you got a little bush down there, sis. A lot of them don't even care about that, girl. So I mean, it's just, it's a catch. Okay, I told y'all when I lost my virginity, I had on period panties with the holes in them. Okay, but I really feel like you should lose it when you're ready, you guys. Because I feel like when you lose it when you're ready, you'll have a better sexual experience. Oh my God, I don't want y'all to be in my business like this. She said, should we take classes so we can know something? When I wanted to learn about sex, I looked at porn, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I just wanted to know what was going on. What is it? What does it look like? What's happening? I looked at porn. I didn't have the mother that I could go to and ask about sex, so I went to Pornhub.com. Okay. But what do you guys want to know about sex? So then you don't have to go to Pornhub. Because I feel like once you get into Pornhub, you just be like, ooh, oh my God, what is all of this? It's a lot. Yeah, I feel like porn gives you really horrible expectations of what sex is. Okay, and if you do go look on Pornhub, you need to look, or better yet, you need to go to Twitter. Okay, get off Pornhub. Okay, they be having all the fancy lights and they be editing. It's performative sex. Porn is performative sex. You better off going to Twitter and or Snapchat, and if the video is not janky, you don't need to be looking at that video. You need to be looking at a video that's very janky. Okay, it looked like they recording on somebody's phone, Android. Okay, you need to get you a janky video so you can get a real understanding of what sex is. Do not go to Pornhub.com like I did, because I'm like, I mean, they ain't sweating. Like, what? Girl, Twitter is realistic. Twitter is realistic for a lot of things, but it's definitely realistic for that, okay? On Pornhub, they be having the perfect lighting, the perfect angles. The girl's makeup be on point. She ain't got her bonnet on. It's just not realistic, okay? You need to go to Twitter. You need to watch Amateur. And if it's not janky, that's not a good example. It needs to be janky. Now, I should do a live about this. I do follow women on Instagram, Black women, who also educate you on certain sex moves. Also, if you are planning on being sexually active, you need to be flexible. You need to stretch. Stretching and drinking water. Stretching, drinking water. If you really want to have a good sexual experience, stretching and drinking water. I cannot stress that enough. Okay, you need to be flexible. Okay. No sleep. Should you wait? If you're going to ask me if you should wait, yes, I'm going to tell you yes every time. Yes, yes, yes. Now, when you want to get on the dating scene and be taken serious, that's a grown woman conversation we just going to have to sit down and have, okay? The same type of conversation my mama is promising me once I get married. We're going to have to sit down and have that conversation, okay? But you need to stretch, because I done caught a Charlie horse one time. I said, oh my God. And listen, don't be on keto having sex and be dehydrated. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't know if anyone on here can relate to that. Oh my God. Being on keto and being dehydrated, and this man trying to stretch you all the way out. I mean, just bam, right? Oh my gosh. It's painful. Okay, I don't know how many Charlie horses I got like that. Make sure you stretch, you drink plenty of water, okay? You don't want to catch no Charlie horse when you're trying to catch an orgasm. That is a horrible experience. I do not recommend. Whew, okay, we're almost done here. Okay, she says, should we take classes? Okay, so yeah, I got that question earlier. Does it matter the guy that you're having sex with? Honestly, you guys, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like you should go have sex and get a sexual experience. If you're going to do it, you should go have sex, have a sexual experience with a dusty. But you need to be on birth control, and you need to make sure you're wearing a condom. Okay? And you need to make sure during the act of sex that this man is keeping the condom on. Okay, go get that experience. Don't catch no feelings. If you're going to do it, get it over with, and then close the legs. That's how I feel. I don't feel like it matters, but I do feel like it matters who you have sex with. Should we take, okay, why ain't nobody tell me air be building up in your, yeah, oh my gosh. Oh my God, this is so really okay. So sometimes when you have sex, air, like there's like an air pocket that can get in your vagina and it will make a farting noise. Please don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. Okay? It's a good thing. Men love it. I don't know why. Johan, thank you. Love from France. Yeah, it's queefing. It's okay. It's a good thing. Men like it. It boosts their ego. It feeds their ego. We talked about this though. Even if you are queefing during sex, right? And he feel like he done put it down because you was queefing during sex. Basically, your vagina was farting. Still play it down like it was. I mean, it was cool. It wasn't all that. It was cool. Even if it was good, it was still cool to you. Because as soon as you start boosting a man's ego up, he start getting lazy. So it was cool. How did I know I was ready? Honestly, you guys, I was just at a point in my dating life where I just wanted to open up my options, honestly. So I was ready because I was noticing how I kept hitting a certain threshold within my dating life. And I was just like, okay, let me lose my virginity so I can really open my options. I hate to say it, but that's just the reality. Hey, from Mississippi. Listen, I got family in Mississippi. Okay. My bloodline is from Mississippi. Shout out to Mississippi. Okay. I think this is the last one. Best positions to have sex. How do I tell a guy I'm a virgin? Okay, so I already answered that on best positions to have sex. So missionary, that's the only position that I recommend. And then how do you tell a guy you're a virgin? I would only tell men you're a virgin when you're in that space of comfortability. Never tell a man you're a virgin up front. I told y'all this. Men don't believe you anyway. You could tell a man that you're a virgin. He won't believe you. He's going to automatically assume you're not. So offering that information up front doesn't benefit you at all. It only benefits you when it gets to that point where maybe you want to have sex, or maybe it gets to that point where the sexual tension is building. But if there's no sexual tension, if he's just trying to get to know you, just go with the flow. You do not have to offer up that information because, once again, men don't believe you anyway. They don't believe you, especially nowadays. They really don't believe you. They think you lying about it. So there's no need in you even offering that information. If they ask you about your, if they try to make the conversation sexual, change the conversation. Just keep changing it. And if a man keeps making everything sexual, he only wants to have sex with you anyway. So you can go ahead and get rid of him. Bye. Next. And move on to someone else. Hi again. Are male virgins respected in the Black community? No, they're not. Oh, you thought I was going to be like, oh, yeah. No, they're not. This is real talk with Yanie. No, they're not. Listen, if Black women in the Black community, if Black women virgins or female virgins are not respected, what makes you think the man is? People look down on that. And I feel like it's way worse for men than it is for women. It's sad, but it's just the truth. Do I agree with it? No, because everything is so sexual nowadays. Sex is so easily accessible for people. So no, I don't agree with it. But no, male virgins are not respected in the Black community. It's really sad. And would I date like a male virgin? I don't know. I can't even answer that. That's a hard question. I don't know. But okay, now that I'm on the other side, because y'all know I don't like double standards unless it comes to like roles, certain roles, not rights, but certain roles. Okay, because I feel like both men and women bring qualities that are different, but qualities that are different, equally valuable. But when it comes to certain things, there are double standards that I don't agree with, like male versions. I don't like that. How do you go on dates not knowing if your date is a serial killer? Girl, you better get on casenet.com. Y'all know I don't play about that. Okay? Listen, if I dated you, I definitely went on casenet.com. Okay? You better get on casenet.com and start looking. You need first and last name, date of birth. I don't play that. You look up his information and he got disturbing the peace. What's another one that I've seen on there before? Disturbing the peace, restraining order. Any of that type of stuff, if it pop up, exit. Let me keep typing it up in here. Casenet.com. I sure will. I used to use, back in the day, I used to use this app called Stud or Dud, but then, I don't know, I guess it went out of business. So then I came across casenet.com. Now, I know people out of the country in the U.S., you probably don't have this, and also the state of New York does not have this, but I sure will. I will definitely pull you up on casenet.com and look to see what type of activity you've been up to. And if I find out that you got, we talked about this, if you got small claim court cases that, and there's a bunch of women in there, he's a relationship scammer. I need to do a video about this. He's a relationship scammer. He uses women for money. So these women are taking him to small claims court trying to get their money back. Listen, and then if the situation is really tea, I will look up the girl or the name on Facebook and cross-reference. Okay, I'm an investigator. I don't play about that. And then if it really get deep, I will reach out to a friend of a friend of a friend and have them look in their system as well. I'm not gonna say what friend this is, but I have some people that I can contact when I need to. So. Casenet.com. If you need any type of information, legal background checks, you need to check casenet.com. I'm trying to think. And that includes financial. Says if there are any evictions, he got bad credit, it will pop up. He's in liquidation status, it will pop up. Don't let these men play with you. Waste your time. I'm trying to think what else. Okay, small claim courts, restraining orders, child support. Did I mention child support? Girl, CaseNet got your back. I feel bad for people who live in New York. I'm sorry. But child support, restraining orders, small claim courts. If there's a lot of small claim courts and this women, he's a relationship scammer, you need to exit stage left. Trying to think, whatever. If he's in liquidation status, got evictions, or what is it called? Bankruptcy. He in bankruptcy or something like it. All his business will pop on up. Okay. So oh yeah, New York don't have it. I don't know why y'all don't have that. That is insane. That is insane. But yes, make sure you go to casenet.com. Yes, exit stage left. You need to go ahead and exit that situation because that's a situation from hell. Whew. I've done background checks on men that I've met on dating apps. Oh my gosh. I don't recommend dating apps that I would stay away from. I would still create profiles, okay? Also, this is another thing. When it comes to dating, ladies, you need to put yourself out there to where men have to compete, okay? So you need to be on all the dating apps, okay? I'm talking about Black. I don't recommend you take Black, the app, serious. Please don't take that app seriously. Ain't nothing but dusties on there, okay? You just need to create a profile and delete the app. You just need to put your profile out there So then if there is a man that you're dating, is on the black app, your profile will pop up, and then he gonna be like, oh, she on here? She on here? So I gotta compete for her. She out here on this app? Okay. Even though you don't even take the app serious. Okay, you need to create that app and delete it. I mean, create that profile on black app or whatever dating app, and then just delete it, because ain't nothing but dusties on that app. Okay. Bumble, Tinder. I mean, you need to create all profiles on all the dating apps. Okay. These men need to see your profiles so they can compete. So if you're not, don't do Bumble. I wouldn't do Bumble either. The only ones that I really take serious is Hinge. I don't take no other one serious. And the only reason why I take Hinge seriously is because people be putting like they education on there. They be putting their education. They be putting their business profile and career profile on there. That's one that you can take a little more seriously. And also leave your options open. Black men, white men, whether you date them or not, sis, it's options. Don't limit yourself just to limit yourself. Keep your options open. Okay? It may entail a free vacation. Yes, Hinge. That's like my go-to. Okay, let me show you what my Hinge is looking like. Even though I have not put myself back out there, first of all, do y'all see the notifications? Right? Ooh, it's right by Tinder, which I never use Tinder. I just don't use Tinder, okay? But do you see? Wait. I have 323 notifications. Do y'all see that right there? Hold on, I'm like, wait, right there? 323. Okay. Now, which is good because the men on Hinge, I'm not saying ain't dusties on here, but it's just a different ball game in my opinion. Okay. Look, Brian, him and his cat. Let me see. What did he say? Oh, Hinge is saying that I'm really compatible with him. Look, this man went skydiving. Okay. Brian. Oh, drinking wine. Oh, he be in the gym too. You know what? Let me go ahead and like that photo. Brian. Okay. And listen, you can flirt. Flirt all you want. That's why when black men be on here talking that nonsense, I'm like, listen, it don't apply to me. But when you get on Hinge, keep your options open, sweetie. 323. 323. Keep your options open. There should never be desperation. What is desperation? We don't do desperation. And I'm still scrolling. What is desperation? What is that? We don't do desperation. Okay? This is why you keep your options open. You don't keep your options closed. Because if Tyrone and Pookie and Ray Ray acting funny, which they will, you got somebody else you can hit up. Hold on, who is this? Okay, Drew. Oh my God. So listen, look. Okay, this is one. His name is Drew. He got a suit and tie on. Now let me take you to the black app. Do I still even have the app on? Yeah, because I still get notifications. Oh my God. I just never open it. Where is the black app? I'm about to show y'all the black app. It's just a hot mess. It's just dusty galore. Oh my gosh. It's horrible. I don't know why people be. I'm like, who takes this app seriously? Now, I'm not saying you can't find nobody on the black app. I'm just saying, oh, here it is. Here we go. Now, I think I have, is that who I sign in with? I do not know how I sign in. Oh, that's why I'm not getting notifications. Girl, the black app had me so upset. I think I exit out of the app. Look, gotta sign in. Look at this mess. Look at that. I mean, that's decent. That's better. Okay, I'll look for collared shirts. Okay, I need to know if you work a job or not. Like, look at this. Ex. Like, look. You could be in your mama's car. I, this is why I don't get on it. This man is 28 years old. This is oh my god, did I accidentally swipe the wrong way? I swiped the wrong way. It's just no. A 32? Yeah. This is why look at this. How old is he? Okay, he's 24. He young. But this is a 34-year-old man posting a picture of his hair. You see why I just know. No. This is why. Oh, you see what I mean? No. This is why I don't get on this app. I just get upset. Okay. But I got a profile. Listen, I got a profile up. That's all that matters. I can't do it. That black app is disgusting. Okay. It's just ghetto. I just can't do it. Anyway. You just need you just need to create a profile and log out. Okay. Just create a profile. Okay, you need to put yourself out there on the market. That's what it's about. It ain't about nothing else but that. You don't got to respond to the messages because I'm sure I got messages on here. And this is another thing. See what I'm talking about? What's that song called? By TLC. Y'all know. Where they be like, oh, you sit in your homeboys, you sit in the passenger seat. He's sitting in the passenger seat. That's not the driver's side. That is the passenger's seat. Do you see that? He's not in the driver. No scrubs. Do you see how he's not in the driver's seat? He's not in the driver's seat. He's in the passenger seat. Oh, actually, it's not bad. So, who is this man? I just can't do it. Okay. Anyway, you got to look out for that. Like, if a man is taking a selfie in a car, you got to look out to see if he's in the passenger seat or not. It's not a good sign if he is. Okay. It's this just I don't recommend. Yeah. Just leave your options open. I really don't recommend the black app. The only reason why I'm recommending it is because maybe his camera flip. I'm not banking on that. I'm sorry. I'm banking on you being in the passenger seat more than I'm banking on you driving your own car. If it looks suspicious, it is suspicious to me. We don't give passes around here. I've given passes. I fell for potential, and I ended up catching dust in my eyes. So I'm just good on that. If it looks suspicious, it's suspicious. So you got the CaseNet. You got the dating apps. Make sure you make profiles on all dating apps. Just Hinge is the only one. Hinge and Instagram is the only one you can kind of semi-take serious. Maybe even Twitter and Snapchat. You can take all of these dating apps seriously, but you just need to vet and you need to research. I gave you guys casenet.com, or not casenet.com, but CaseNet. You just need to research. Okay? Wait, CaseNet is a website. All you got to do is type it in. And you can, girl, you can look up anybody. I'll be looking up everybody, girl. I'll be nosy as hell. I'll be like, this is what you be up to. Okay. Not on my watch. Anyway, casenet.com. Let me type it in here again. Casenet.com. And then, all the dating profiles that you can find. You just need to put yourself out there. Wait, what's probably the right channel? Hold on, who y'all talking about? You may have to Google K-SNAP, but you should definitely have it unless you're in the state of New York. It's been confirmed that it's not available to people who are in New York, which sucks. What New York? What is going on in New York? Yeah, abusive men are not hot. Dusty men are not hot. Men who don't take care of their kids are not hot. They're just not attractive to me. Hold on, but who are we talking about? Candid? Who are we? Candid chats with Cam? Who are we talking about? What happened? Y'all gotta fill me in. I was rambling and talking. I'm sure New York is crazy right now. New York, of all places, needs ksnap.com. Of all places, New York is New York should have been on that list. She likes abusive men. Oh, she don't know what love is. She thinks love has to be toxic. I have to ask her what's her upbringing, what's her childhood, because she thinks love only comes in a form of toxic. Listen, I can share my screen with you guys. I was just on Twitter and I literally said love is conditional. I said love is conditional. I was a virgin. I was a prune, as they wanted to call me. So I said real love is conditional. And the reason why I said that is because people who love you will hold you accountable, okay? And I said, because a person, real love is conditional, because a person is willing to love you enough to walk away when showing signs of self-destructive behavior, okay? It's not that the love stops. It's just the love can only be felt from a distance. Love does not hurt, okay? Love is conditional. Everyone wants to say love is unconditional. That's struggle love. That's some struggle love BS. Love is very conditional. And a woman should not just be giving out her love freely when a man is disrespecting her. So I don't believe in love being unconditional. And you shouldn't either. As soon as you say, oh, my love is unconditional, understand your love is going to go through some struggle. Okay? That love that you're experiencing is struggle. When you say love is unconditional, you're also saying, I'm a ride or die. Ooh, girl, I learned this in therapy last week, honey. I just thought I'd share. Yes, I recommend that you guys read Bell Hooks All About Love. Okay, so this being hurt, this dealing with abuse, that's not love, and you shouldn't be giving your love away freely. Okay, love is very conditional. Also, I said unconditional love is struggle love 101. It's okay to have standards when it comes to your love. And see, we as Black women, we're taught to just give our love away freely. We're taught to give unconditional love. I definitely recommend going to a Black therapist, because a Black therapist gonna get you together, honey. Listen, a lot of us was raised on unconditional love. Oh, it's unconditional, which is so funny, because if you grew up in a Black home and you started to do something that your parents didn't like, they was quick to take that love back. So why don't you, as a woman? I know plenty of parents that have gay sons, lesbian daughters. They so quick to take their love back. Love has never been unconditional. I don't know where that BS came from. I think it came from slavery, because love has never been unconditional. Never. I grew up with a single mother, so I do think it affects me for sure. And it's okay. But you have to understand that love is never abusive. It's never abusive. Did you watch your mom get abused by men that she claimed loved her? Or do you feel like you're not worthy of healthy love? Because love does not hurt. Yes, you should. Unconditional love. Unconditional love doesn't have boundaries. Unconditional love has suffering. I'm watching a woman that I admire to the core suffer, all because of unconditional love. You're absolutely right. If your love has no limit, you will be dragged through the ringer and left. Staying through abuse is a sign of desperation. Girl, you better say that. Okay. Thank you for the $4.99, but girl, I'm gonna appreciate your word. Okay, because that, yes, you better say that again. Y'all done got it backwards. And we need to really get rid of this slavery mentality. This, I'm a black woman and I must suffer. Let that go, honey. Okay? We not slaves no more, and we are not the help. So you deserve to be loved the same way other women are being loved. Period. In luxury, in good health, well-being. There's no such thing as unconditional. There was never a such thing. It's just something that they fed us as black people to struggle, to lower our standards. Oh, girl, you know what? Let me go ahead and save this live because there's a reaction video I need to do right now pertaining to Kevin Samuels. So let me make sure I got, because I sure am. Let me go ahead and end this live. I'm gonna give y'all 2 videos tonight, honey, because I need to talk about this. Got me messed up. Hold on, look at my best friend. She's so cute. Y'all see my best friend. She's so cute. She's a little model or whatever, but she's cute. Y'all make sure y'all follow her on Instagram. Let me go ahead and plug her. I'm going to always plug Alexis, okay? Right, y'all make sure y'all follow her. Some of y'all been here from the beginning. If you've been here from the beginning, then you know who Alexis is. Okay, I'm her biggest fan. Let me go ahead and save this. And I'm going to be reacting to a Kevin Samuels video, okay? Even though he striked down 2 of my other videos, but listen, you can't stop the truth. The truth is the truth. And once YouTube approves this legal situation offline, we'll see what happens, okay? So let me go ahead and end this live, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to talk about this video that I don't even know who her name is, but her message, oh my gosh, I loved it. So let's get into this. Stay tuned. Let me end this one now. Oh, and if you're not coming back, you have a beautiful night.